Tabletop of the morning to you. I'm Fox. I do daily tabletop wargaming news, but maybe you can't tune in every day because you have a life or whatever. So I've compiled all of the individual days into this weekly roundup for you. This is great. You can sit down, watch it all in one go, or maybe you are a regular viewer and this will help give you a little recap of everything that happened through the week, or maybe you missed a couple episodes and this will fill you in. Whatever it is, enjoy some news and some of this one. Tabletop of the morning to you, I'm Fox, and there's a lot of new rules coming for 11th edition Warhammer 40k that Games Workshop has been leaking out slowly. Now, most normal humans don't have time to read every article and watch every 30-minute video breaking down one minor change. So here I am to give you all the big changes in 3 minutes, because the quicker we finish, the better, right, fellas? Now, terrain has changed. So there's terrain areas now, which are basically like little area footprints that obscure stuff inside or behind it. That's not new, but models inside the terrain are now hidden and can't even be targeted by things outside of its detection area, which is 15 inches. So that means your stuff is less susceptible to just getting shot off the table by turn one. You're actually hidden in there. Now, you're only hidden if you didn't shoot in the preceding shooting phase. So that's important to note in a sec. You also get the plunging fire rule if you are in elevated terrain, adding one to your ballistic skill. So now you can climb up terrain and stay hidden until you want to unload, you know what I'm saying? So, and then you'll be exposed, but at least you can get up there and shoot things without first getting killed. So that's cool. Terrain areas are now how you score objectives. And as seen in this image, models have a OC value. So the big tank has an OC of 3. The other mech thing has an OC value of 2, so their combined objective whatever control is 5. There's 2 infantry units here. The one to the right has an OC of 1 for each model. Now they got 6 models in this terrain area, so that alone is securing this terrain area and scoring them the points. The other unit to the south is battle shocked, so it doesn't contribute at all. Melee was something they said they wanted to refine this edition, and it looks like they're heading that way. You now declare a charge, roll your dice, and then choose your target after seeing the charge distance. So if you got multiple targets, now you don't have to declare one first. You can just roll and see which ones are in range and then pick. So that'll speed things up a little bit. Engagement range has increased from 1 inch to 2 inches, and no one's complaining about an extra inch, that's for sure. Now that the range is bigger though, you can actually move through engagement range. So that's cool. Deep striking or ingress moves are reduced, I need glasses for this, are being reduced from 9 inches away to 8 inches away from an enemy. Still a good size, and it gives you a bit more freedom with where you place units. So that's good. So those are all the main rules and changes so far, but if you want to stay up to date with the new changes in these little like summary style reports, let me know. You can let me know that you liked this video by hitting the like button. And I do daily tabletop news videos, so subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you tomorrow. Tabletop of the morning to you, I'm Fox. Archon Studios had another AMA, so I've watched the whole thing so you don't have to, because these things go for like an hour and a half plus. I've extracted all the important stuff, so here we go. There were a lot of balance-related questions, things like, is this unit or this faction seems strong, this thing seems weak, what are you gonna do about it? Archon Studios said that they are closely monitoring the battle report feedback that people are giving via the app. So that's a good thing to remember as you're playing your games. Upload which factions you played, which mission, how many points you did, who won, and any notes. Even if you don't have any notes and you just give the raw information about what actually happened, every game logged is shaping this game, which is so cool. It's one of my favorite parts about how they've handled the app and the beta system. The siege tank, when it's released, will not be a transformable kit. That's too many moving parts, Archon Studios said. So you can build the siege tank either normal or in siege mode, and then you'll be given a little token to denote which mode it's actually in during the game. Kind of less cool thematically, but it's what they have to do, so be it. They did mention a couple things like rules and gameplay that didn't make the cut in Starcraft, like completely custom dice and a redeploy mechanic, etc. I thought it was really cool to hear that they played around with a lot of different ideas. Like they didn't just roll with the first line of thinking they came up with. It was super encouraging because the first few times I'd played the game, Starcraft, it really did feel like a beta. Some of the things didn't feel like they'd been tested a heap, but if that's because they played so many different ideas to get them to the version of the game that we played a few months ago, then that's great. I think it's awesome. They've sifted through a lot of stuff and made the game what it is now, and it's in a really great spot now. Such a good platform to build off as they add new units. Archon are starting demo programs for local gaming stores from the 24th of April, so make sure you tell your local gaming store to hit them up. I don't know how, but get a demo box and start building your local scene. There'll be organized play kits and official tournaments for Starcraft as well. The app will eventually have leaderboards per season and globally, so that's all really cool from a competitive standpoint. Some sales number. They sold 280,000 individual boxes. So whether it was a box of Zergling or the starter set box, 180,000. And if you assume that the price is like, let's say the average price is like 80 USD, for example, that means they're talking over $22 million of revenue. That's awesome. The rulebook is cool. It starts off with like a nice battle report style intro, so you can kind of like follow this battle report, watch the game be played with really great pictures and photo guides and kind of get a vibe for the game. That's awesome and great for new people. There's so many new people playing Starcraft that have never played a tabletop game before, so that kind of stuff is essential. And if you want to stay up to date on Starcraft news, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you tomorrow. Tabletop of the morning to you, I'm Fox, and it's Wednesday's Wargame. So today I'm talking about one of my all-time favorite Australian-made indie wargames called Fjord Serpents, Vikings at War. Now, PSA, because it is an Australian-made game, if you do purchase things for this game in the future, please make sure you check inside the boxes for any redback spiders before going in with bare hands. That's a feature of our products, not a bug. So, have you ever wanted to say, I actually have Fjord Serpents down there in the corner, bottom left. Wait, bottom left? Bottom right for you. I'll grab that in a sec, I'll show you at the end. Have you ever wanted to sail longships through the fjords at the apex of the Viking era? As a Viking Jarl, you shall assemble your fleet and crew, compete against rivals through balanced, matched play games, or upon heroic campaign arcs of conquest and domination. Strategic acumen, dynamic flair, and a little battle luck are required to master the Viking fjords and win your place as the ultimate victor. Now, this game is awesome. I've talked extensively about it on my other channel. I'll link battle reports and all the other stuff you need for it in the description. You activate your, you sort of alternating activation. I don't even know how to speak anymore. Your ships that have completely custom crews in them depending on how you want to build them out. Instead, like that's how you customize this game. Instead of giving it this gun, this whatever, you pick your crew. You might put berserkers at the front, supported by some spearmen with some archers in the back and a hero leading the crew. And then you'll grapple your opponent's ships and engage in brutal combat, jumping across, fighting on their ships, trying to overthrow them and take it, all the while praying that the winds don't take your connected flotilla of longships, crashing into some scary rocks, destroying you all. Now, it's a 10mm scale game, and the only complaint I've heard about this game is just how many tiny Vikings you have to paint to fully load out your ships. I definitely feel that. The Vikings do come in these nice little rows. They're kind of like lined up, and you can put them all on a stick and just speed paint through them. That's what I did. That helped a lot. That was a dog or something. Regardless, once you get it to the table, it's an absolutely beautiful looking, stunning game. It plays so well. It's both a ship game, but it also has like a rank and flank game built into the ship game. So it's kind of got two different cool dynamics going on as you play it. So like I said, if you want to learn more about it, I've got lots of supporting links in the description because we love this game. We've covered it extensively. I've had beers with the creator. He's an absolute legend. So if it does interest you, get around it, join our Discord, show us your Vikings, and I will grab this. Let's have a look-see, because this is a box. This is an absolute box. The only reason mine is still in shrimp is because I have another one already opened and painted and everything. So it looks cool. It's awesome, and this is all the stuff that you get in it, which is like enough stuff for either one full-scale game or two like demo-sized or smaller skirmish-sized games for you and a mate. So you can see you get all your, I don't know how stuff works, all the different types of crews that you then put into your ships. It's awesome. Anyway, oh, and also, there's a thick box. Anyway, see you tomorrow. Tabletop of the morning to you, you adorable little cutie. Oh, some really cool minis coming out for Star Wars Legion this year. Last week, I talked about their new full-scale war game mode. Anyway, that's coming. And I said I felt like AMG were throwing everything into Legion, and they sure are. So first, let's have a look. You get a Jedi Council pack with Mace Windu, Shakti, Ki-Adi-Mundi, and Plo Koon. It's like they're making up these names. You also get a Separatist Alliance leaders with Admiral Trench, which is a fantastic looking model, Savage Opress, Dooku, Grievous, and Asajj Ventress. There's also a Han and Chewie duo unit, which is really interesting. I'm curious to see how that actually functions. I don't know. Maybe there are already other duo units in Legion since I played. I don't know. But that's really interesting. Jedi Bark Speeders, where it looks like you can build it with like a regular Jedi Knight or Anakin and Obi-Wan, or any combination of the three. We're also getting Rebel Guerrillas. These look great, but I just don't understand why they got rid of Pathfinders. Like, I loved running Jyn Erso and Pathfinders. It was like Rogue One. That was my vibe. Now you can't anymore. They got rid of Pathfinders, and Jyn Erso is not even a leader. So I feel like they could have just remade them as these guerrillas because they kind of fit the same role. Anyway, there's awesome Mud Troopers and Wet Weather Troopers. They'll both also come in this Battle Force style box, but here's the big one. Mandalorian box with like an alternate sculpt for Din and Grogu in case you already owned it. You got the armor and a heap of different types of Mandos like initiates, warriors, veterans, fully customizable Mandalorian hunter and leader. So you can kit them out with a bunch of different, or like a Build-A-Bear, but like Build-A-Hero Mandalorian. So cool. There's also a Mandalorian leaders box, which comes with Bo-Katan, Axe Woves, the Armorer, Paz Vizsla. So that's just some of the cool stuff coming out in 2026. But in 2027, we got air support coming. Actual ships in Legion. Are you kidding me? X-Wing died for this. At this stage, it looks like Rebels will get like an X-Wing. Separatists will get a Vulture droid. Republic maybe getting a V-Wing. Imperial, I think somewhat unconfirmed, but probably a TIE fighter, right? So these ships make a lot of sense in 2027. By then, I expect they would have had a fully released retail version of Full Scale War, which I talked about last week. So you're going to have epic full-size cinematic battles of Star Wars with ships fight. Anyways, I'm excited for it. I've been dusting off some of the, dust from my Legion terrain and looking very closely at snagging like the new Weequay Pirates to go in with my Pike Syndicate army, which is Shadow Collective army. So I think that works. Anyway, let me know of the things I just showed you. What are you most excited for? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to stay up to date on Star Wars Legion, well, I cover tabletop wargaming news every single freaking day. So subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you tomorrow. Tabletop of the morning to you. I'm Fox, and Goonhammer has changed its name. It doesn't like all the negative connotations to the word ham, so it's no longer going to be Goonhammer. It's just going to be Gooner. Nah, I'm just kidding. They're changing it to Tabletop Battles, the cowards. The Goon is gone. It's Goon. We don't know where it's Goon, but it's Goon. They now join the illustrious ranks of Tabletop Time, Tabletop Tactics, Tabletop Minions, Tabletop Titans, and the industry's crowned king, or gowned king, Tabletop of the Morning. This one was slid across my desk by Croker in the Discord, and thank goodness they did, because I didn't want to miss the opportunity to talk about this. Goonhammer, for those who don't know, is the self-described largest worker-owned media collective in the tabletop and wargaming space. Now that is a title. When they first started Goonhammer, I am going to announce yet it, in 2018, obviously Goon didn't have the connotations that it does now. It was a homage to their days trolling around the Something Awful forums where they were nicknamed Goons and posted about Warhammer. I can see the connection there. So why in 2026 and not way earlier, you might ask? Well, in 2020, they voted on keeping Goonhammer. They voted on whether they should change the name, I guess, and then Goonhammer somehow won. But they said they didn't have tabletop battles at that time because it's also an app that they have and they've already got the domain for it. So now it makes sense. Back then it didn't. They felt like they didn't have a better name. Arguably they don't now, but it's consolidating and everybody's happy. I think. So that's why they're changing from the salty Goonhammer to the very vanilla tabletop battles, and nothing else is changing apart from I think like an app or a feature or something they have called Data Slate, which they are changing to Edge, short for competitive Edge. So expect that to be changed in 8 years. So who cares about this? No one. But I'm sure the owners can now pour themselves a beer and relax, having never to relive the constant horror of explaining to their friends and family while their full-time jobs are for their company called Goonhammer. If you like daily tabletop wargaming news like this, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you tomorrow. Tabletop of the morning, I'm Fox. One Page Rules is about to add a heap more pages of rules in the form of an upcoming collaborative campaign called Worlds Beyond Brawl. On May 12th, there will be a My Mini Factory campaign, or Frontier I think they call it, that will list 53 skirmish-sized forces that you can purchase the STLs for, print them out, and then use them in One Page Rules Grimdark Future Firefight or Age of Fantasy Skirmish. These 53 warbands are made by 18 different creators, like, and not limited to, Battle Yak Miniatures, Cobra Mode, Cripple God Foundry, Daka Daka Store, The Dragon Trappers Lounge, Fleshcraft Studios, gross, Mammoth Factory, My Mini Wargaming, so My Mini Wargaming? No, it's theirs. Mini Wargaming, Paizo, Table Hammer, The Printing Goes Ever On, and the list goes ever on. Pretty wild, and all 53 of these warbands will have stats and playable rules within the OPR Army Forge app. So basically, you might buy the War Machine skirmish force called the Crucible Guard, and your mate, or maybe that's a model in it, but anyway, your mate might buy like a Titan Forge or mini wargaming force, and you guys will be able to play against each other in a balanced enough game of firefight or skirmish, or why not both? What makes this even more awesome is that all of the moolah, the coin, the dosh, the dollar is getting split equally among all the creators, because there's obviously some really big studios in that list, and there are also some smaller creators who have gone to just as much effort to put together their war bands and get the points and stats and everything ready for this event. But they might not get as much love because they don't have the big name, you know? So splitting it equally among everyone involved is awesome, and is just gonna set a great standard moving forward for maybe smaller creators or even larger ones to jump in the future. So I hope this is the start of like an annual event. It looks like they're building on the previous Worlds Beyond campaign from a few years ago. That did full armies, but I think the whole concept of it lends itself way better to skirmish-sized games. You've got more chance of like luring in people because it'll be a smaller price point just to grab a skirmish army, but it's also a smaller investment to paint up a skirmish army and get involved. I'll be buying a couple of warbands and doing battle reports on my other channel, link in the description of this video, so subscribe to that if you want to see battle reports and stuff like that next month. We aren't sure yet, it hasn't been announced whether you'll be able to buy individual warbands of all 53 of these, or if there'll be big bundles, or how they're gonna manage all that. So I'll keep you up to date. Subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you tomorrow. Also, I just checked before, huge thank you to people who found and subscribed to my Patreon. That's amazing. Thanks Dan, Kevin, Omaha Renegade, Sundered Psyche, Churchy, my editor as well, and all the people that joined for free. You're amazing. That's so cool. I haven't really like pushed it or posted it much, so thank you just for supporting me on this daily tabletop news adventure, and I'll see you tomorrow. Ha ha ha, wasn't that great? Hopefully you enjoyed all of the weekly news. We do this every week as well, this roundup, so make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you tomorrow if you want to tune in every day. It takes a lot, by the way, to do a daily show for tabletop wargaming, the nichiest of all niche. Consider supporting me on Patreon. I don't know what my tier is. I think there's only one tier. It's like $3 or something. That would really help, but you don't have to. Just interacting with these videos. Did I make up a word? Interacting with these videos or commenting, liking, that all helps me too. Sharing with your friends, all of that stuff. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.